I can see that there was clearly an element of defeat that surrounded the reception of Pinkerton. But here we are now, I don't know how many years later, 14 years later or something like that,
yeah.
And you've now reissued that record. Tell us about that. I mean, I'm presuming you're comfortable with the songs again now.
We just put out Pinkerton Deluxe. Has a second CD with it. It has other songs from those sessions that never got released, as well as live takes. And putting out the Pinkerton Diaries, which is all my journals from those times. And I guess enough time has passed now that I look back fondly on all of it, and it just seems like the groundswell of enthusiasm for that record is just so tremendous now, and it needs to be dealt with by giving them those songs live. And I think the shows are going to be very different. It's going to attract a whole different crowd. You know, normally we play mostly greatest hits set, and there weren't any hits on Pinkerton, so there's not much room for Pinkerton songs in a regular set.
Mm-hmm.
These are smaller venues, and it's well advertised. This is what we're playing tonight, and the response has been really tremendous.
Let's jump up to date. Talk about obviously going out and playing these songs from the past, but you also have new songs. I mean, life didn't stop at Pinkerton. Weezer Records didn't stop at Pinkerton. Tell us how things have evolved in, say, the last 10 years through to the new album, which is called Hurley.
Through most of the last 10 years, we tried a lot of different things. You know, just kind of blindly following the muse in some pretty interesting terrain. You know, 2001 was the Green Album, very, very straightforward pop rock. Had a couple of big songs for us, Hash Pipe and Island in the Sun. Maladroit, 2002, wanted to get back into exploring heavy metal guitar playing. 2005's Make Believe. We did that record with Rick Rubin, which is totally different and fun and educational experience.
What was so different about that? I mean, he's got a reputation as being a very original producer with a lot of different ideas. What difference does it make who produces your record?
Well, Rick Rubin definitely works in a very deep way. Like, the first, I don't know, 6 months to a year, we were just talking and listening to music, and he's turning me on to different things. And a lot of stuff I never would have listened to on my own. Neil Young, Trent Reznor, John Lennon, which although I would have listened to that on my own. And really trying to erase what he thought of as irony from Weezer. He thought that a lot of, you know, as popular as Weezer has been over the years, we've never really connected with the mainstream. And Rick was thinking that it's because he thinks that most people don't think we're really serious or direct, and we're just kind of being ironic and quirky.
It's all a little tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, something like that. Although he and I never really could quite understand what each other was talking about on that front, because so many times I'm completely serious and everyone else thinks I'm being tongue-in-cheek.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always been a problem for me. So anyway, that was a different experience, and we got Beverly Hills and Perfect Situation out of that. And 2008 was the Red Album, where it's much more collaborative between the four of us. You know, the other guys are singing songs and writing songs, but also just as we're producing and recording the album, everyone's involved in every little decision, and that was really fun.
Is Weezer much more of a democracy now? Because there were people sort of came and went through this period of time as well. Have things shifted in how you write or take the songs to the band?
Well, it's always changing. We've tried, at this point, we've pretty much tried every way you could possibly create together. But, you know, we haven't really been, the Red Album was the true 100% democratic experiment. And on a creative level, we're definitely not a democracy now. Although everyone is contributing ideas all the time, I do have this kind of editorial power over the whole thing.
So it's still a little autocratic?
In that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not autocratic in the sense that I'm coming up with everything myself, but I kind of go through everything and pick and choose, and I get the final to say on which way to steer.